Hello, my friends from Dorney Park's Haunt. We're running a little behind schedule. The opening ceremony is about to start, so let's go check it out.
Don't you know Hecate is coming? Did you not see what she did last summer? I'm the new stage manager, and I've had a great summer, but I don't know what to do about Haunt. You know what? I'm not gonna be on the chopping block. If it's a sacrifice she wants, then I'm gonna give her one. No turning back now.
What did I say? No more mortals running the show!
Hecate, wait. We have a sacrifice. We have a sacrifice.
You brought me a snack.
Yes. Yeah, we are so sorry about the misunderstanding from last year's Haunt. And we hope that this sacrifice will serve as acknowledgement of our agreement. Dorney is on the Hecate train.
Where is this juicy treat?
Well, not just a treat. The whole meal. You can have the whole crowd. Why have just one sacrifice when you can have them all?
Everyone. But who will eat your funnel cake and play your little squirt gun game?
There's more coming. And that means more fear to eat.
The problem is, I am the mother of chaos! You idiots still don't get it! This isn't up to you! I hunt for my prey! I trick my prey! I don't get it served onto me a damn platter! This stunt is exactly the reason why I'm finished with this park! Dorney was just the beginning. This place was my doorway back to Earth. A stage for me to regain my strength from this night forth. You have no master. I set you free. I release you to rampage this park. My prey, our greatest task is at hand. My unending thirst has not been satisfied. What I want, what I will take, is pure, unsuspecting fear. Enjoy your newfound freedom. Take every soul you possibly can. People of Haunt, beware! Tell the world Hecate is coming for you all. Long live Haunt!
So did Hecate basically say goodbye? Is that it? Like, what happened? Why is she leaving? Don't leave us. Is there not going to be an icon of some kind next year? Or is the Overlord coming back? I don't know. If you've been watching the vlogs, I capture every opening ceremony, and there has been a loose plot that's come together. First, I remember the Overlord back in the day, and then Hecate overthrew the Overlord, taking over Haunt, and now she's just like, you know what? Screw this. Deuces. Huh. I don't know. Please let me know what your thoughts about this, because I don't know how to feel right now. Well, I guess while I sort through my confusion, maybe a little run through Blood on the Bayou will help. It's one of my favorites at this park. All right, that certainly was a great start to the night. Shout out to Dave, who I met outside, Dorney Park employee. He warned me, told me, that, well, I didn't realize that a lot of the employees get to see these videos and stuff, so hello. Oh, hey. Hey, what's up, you little marauder? How you doing? Where you been causing trouble? How's the biker gang? They're good? There's something? Okay, I'll be back later. So yeah, the employees apparently will see this. So, feedback. Number one, there's an old lady in a chair holding a candle. Amazing. I hope that that's my retirement plan. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna sit in a chair and just be old and scary and pop out at people and not really have to move too much. It kind of gave me a Widows at Not Scary Farm type of vibes. Like just, it shows that you don't need to do too much in order to get scares, right? And the lighting was so good. The big heart at the beginning, I don't remember that from last year, and I really liked it. What else was there? That giant snake puppet at the end demanded you make room for it. It like went halfway across the space that you were walking through, so you had no choice, otherwise it was gonna hit you. and let's see, the person telling the guy in front of me to get into the soup pot in order to be cooked. Hello. There was a scare actor that was like, come on, get in the soup pot. Like, come on. Like, just like, not even like basically expecting him to. That was hilarious. All right, hey. So, yeah, those were kind of the highlights I could think of. There were a couple of spots where the room was a little too dark and I couldn't see the scare actor in the corner. Normally, it's just a little bit of darkness that they can occupy. But if you can't see the whole room, when they come out of the darkness, they're just stepping into more darkness. I forget, it was a guy in like a bloody, ripped up t-shirt. That room could use some sort of light in there in order to contrast that he was in a dark corner. But either way, that's just the stuff off the top of my head. I'm trying to get as much done as possible right now before night falls so then we can explore the scare zones. As in the past, this is only a 4-hour event, so I'm trying to do this in just like going. Tonight I'm skipping Blackout. I don't know, I thought it was getting retired, to be honest. So I was surprised to see it back on the maze list. Or do they call them houses here? I already forgot, sorry. They get used so interchangeably among different haunts. Now I'm trying to decide, do we go all the way down? Like, there are some outdoor mazes here, like roadside stop and chop and stop. Stop and chop and shop. I forgot. So it is called Stop and Chop. I'm silly. There it is, Stop and Chop, but backwards so you can read it. Just trust me, that's what it says. So it's an outdoor maze. So is the graveyard one. What is that called? Okay, it's called Necropolis. Holy smokes, I don't know why I can't remember stuff right now. One thing I should mention while there's a big old line behind me is that they're all waiting for one of these. This year, because of, Six Flags is now owning stuff, they are notorious for having upcharged access to the mazes. And this year at Dorney, for the very first time, is $10 to access all the mazes. All right, while we're here, we're gonna hit up another indoor maze, Trick or Treat. Okay, real quick, while it's fresh in my brain, the second scare actor we encountered with the horns around the soup cauldron, did an amazing job, had a good pop out through the door, but then also was like statuesque, and then just like I started peering into the cauldron, and then she just like snapped into the scare. And then there was some kind of like bird's nest or something like that, and the person that was playing the bird was doing like a proper call of some kind, and it was loud. I could hear it like as we left the room and came around to the room adjacent to it. Very, very loud. I was kind of impressed. Overall, solid scares, solid timing. The animatronics were actually doing really well, especially the one that was up in the air that kind of came at you like this. It was a witch riding a broom, so it's to be expected, but it was pretty effective because it had to break through some fog and into the light. I think it's now dark enough for Necropolis, which this is a new entrance. I hope it says Haunted Attraction Pass over here. I'm hoping there's a express one. Interesting. So this is a reverse layout. That used to be the exit where we just entered over there. And this was the entrance, but it always spilled into the walkway. So I am happy to see that they switched that up and now you go through it backwards. And it works for a guest flow, from a guest flow standpoint. All right, we're now making our way to Ghost in the Machine. I think it's like their newest one. But I should say, for anybody who's watching this and made it this far, who's not really knows too much about Dorney, like they usually keep the same mazes for a little while, and they're constantly like refining them and plussing them and stuff. I think the last big change was the addition of Ghost in the Machine, which is themed around Iron Menace and the Steel Yard and all that stuff. Now, going back to Necropolis, they did reverse it, so you're going through it, it felt like to me, backwards, but it is better for guest flow. And the other thing is that I noticed that people were still walking through it pretty fast, and that just happens when you have wide paths in an outdoor maze. They only pulsed 7 of us. Probably could have been more. But the scare actors were doing great. They were really good with their timing despite how fast we were walking. Our group split up into like 3 separate clumps. I volunteered to be the caboose so that I could kind of hang back a little bit and take my time. Everybody else was like gone. I don't know, you pay all this money to be here. You would think you'd want to like enjoy the experience and kind of like simmer in it a little bit, marinate a little, but no, they were like checklisting this thing like, okay, we did it, bye. Also, shout out to whoever the scare actor was. She was wearing glasses and was making like the weirdest noise I've heard a human make. And yeah, that go just for that, honestly. I really love the lighting package here on the flyers. This whole area was such a good move on their part. It's a little bright here though, a little too bright. Shocked. But yeah, all this fog and everything is great. Now, Ghost of the Machine, I would say, is still, because it's relatively new, is still one of the more popular mazes and probably one of the ones you want to line up for first. It does have a bit of an outdoor area, but still doing it in the daytime shouldn't be too much of a bother to your experience. And I think I've already pointed this out a couple times, but best little neon sign in Dorney. So that one was a tough one to take in. I noticed the maze in general was a little more aggressive than I recall in years prior, and also it had way more scare actors. I did note that there's one less scare zone this year. I don't know like where those scare actors got allotted to. However, I had with me one of the strangest groups. In front of me, there was a couple that were holding hands, and in between them were the drapes, right? They're just like, you know, like 5 or 6 of them across each doorway. And they would let the middle drape, it was like probably like 5 inches across or something like that, just slide on them. And then eventually it would just fall and swing into me. So instead of letting that happen, I would grab it and pull it off of them. And then, because, you know, just common courtesy, try to keep it open behind you. The person behind me didn't push it open so I could let go and keep it there for the rest of the group. They just went through. So I was holding it open, they'd walk through, not touch the drape at all, and just keep following me, and the person behind them would get it swung closed on them. I just, what? Who taught you to go through mazes, people? Come on. There's like little manners, courtesies that you gotta do. But anyway, there was one effect where it was a projected shadow of McTavish, which is the guy who owned all of this stuff, with the top hat and all that. That was a cool effect. I don't remember it being here. There was a zipline scare at the end. There was one scare actor that got me really good, just because he was right next to the drape, and because of the way I was holding everything open, like I was opening it and he was like inches away and I didn't realize it. So I had a really great moment there. All right, it's officially night and it's time to go through the steel yard. The tagline is Forge Your Fear, which sounds familiar to Iron Menace, which I thought was Forge Your Fate, or am I thinking of some other ride? Well, either way, it looks like they have a slightly different layout this time. I do see scare actors out here. It is pretty dang dark, though. Like, darker than what I'm capturing on my video, just because I have the like exposure compensation up a little higher. But it's interesting that they didn't keep this spread out, so there was more of like a centralized space. Most people are going to funnel into one area, which is the one we're in now. And I do not see or hear any sliders right now. Oh, I see one up ahead.
Oh my God! No, you're
So that was Steel Yard. It's pretty dark in there, so it's tough to get good clips. However, in this little area is where Alfundo's, I guess, alter ego, his spooky ego, can be spotted. And sure enough, I see him. See if we can say hi. Alfredo! What's up, buddy? How you doing? I remember being told that it was like a risky thing and hard to get an approval from like higher ups to make Alfredo happen. But I'm so glad that they did. It's just amazing. And the guests clearly love it. They have not stopped coming in for photos and stuff. That being said, it's time to go into our next scare zone, CarnEvil. Probably the one that I have the most nostalgia for because I've met so many fun slider friends here. Oh, hey! How's it going?
How are you?
What you got on your head there? You grew antennas?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God.
I get great reception.
Oh, you got the 5G up there.
I do
or
got the
6G.
5Gs. Probably 7Gs.
7Gs.
Yeah!
Oh no. Oh,
We're gonna
you.
be famous. Hi!
Hi. Oh my goodness, hello. The lighting in here is so cool. Uh-oh. Oh, she's gone.
You're being mean.
And now it's time for one of the scariest parts of this park during every season, this dang hill. So I just realized I forgot to talk about Tourist Trap. That one, it's hard to rate. I was excited to go through that one. It's one of my favorites. But I was with a group, I was leading, and I ended up holding the door a lot because it was like a mother and her 2 kids, and she had one in each arm, and she just never helped with the door. So I was holding the door until she got through the door. That was, and so the scare actors, though, they made a meal out of it. I did not get scared, like, at all. They skipped me and went right to the lady and her kids, which, good on you. Go for the easy prey. The layout is fun. I love the spaces in there. It was a touch darker than I remembered. And the first, like, couple of rooms, other than, like, the people that greet you, right after that, I didn't see anybody for, like, another 3 rooms. So I don't know if I caught some breaks or something like that. Taking a break from all the houses and scare zones and stopping by to see the Shrieks. So the Shrieks this year, they really changed it up from last year, like, considerably in terms of costumes and stuff. There was like a monsters motif that was dropped in terms of, in favor of like a skeleton thing. The band got a big feature this year, which was pretty cool. I didn't get that in the vlog, but I think you got a kind of general sense of it. I don't want to give this whole show away, which that's just not my style. But there was a lot of people on stage, and it kind of made my filming a little difficult to like know kind of where to focus on, because I love doing the close-ups, but this time it felt like staying wider was the play to go. Either way, fun show, good energy, and I love you all. And we've only got 2 more scare zones and 1 more maze to go. Here we are in Dystopia. Oh gosh, I forgot how loud the speakers were in here. Oh my gosh. Dang, it's loud. Magic. Well, there's a meeting happening in the middle of Dystopia. Dang. That child is full of scream right there. Monsters Inc. would love him. Dang. Oh, now it's quiet. Did it really clear out? It's only like a little after 10. I'm surprised how much this cleared out. But pretty much the same setup as last year. And last up, we have Port of Call. This one is the pirate themed one. They generally extended it all the way front. I remember a sign like kind of telling you were entering a scare zone being up there. Don't see that right now. So I wonder if the scare actors are kind of stuck in that middle part. I'm not sure, but unfortunately, being here reminds me that there is that Skeleton Crew Cirque show that we're not going to have time for. Good evening, good sir. Oh, here come the pirates. Ahoy. Oh, hello.
Hello. Hello.
Good evening. Good evening. Oh, she's giving us a twirl. Wow, thank you. We've been blessed. So yeah, we definitely missed Skeleton Crew tonight. It's such a short event that I knew something was going to have to we were going to have to miss something. Solid Cirque show right here in front of Hydra. Would recommend. I don't think it changes too much over the years. So if you're super curious to check it out, there's probably video of it elsewhere. Now, I don't know. I do see slider pads, but I don't know if these are our boys.
Oh no, we are no none of these British pirates. We're the Italian brothers. The Italian brothers.
Our cousin, Christopher Columbus, he discovered America.
Yeah, I come back and I go, oh, Mamma Mia, what happened to our ship? Look at the broken dam. And they always ask her, where's the rum? I ask her, where's the caprese salad at?
I go down into the galley and I talk to the nonna for the recipe, but she said, there's no recipe, it's all over here, and then the ship, she on the ground.
No. Caprese without the mozzarella, that's just a salad, lettuce, tomato, no. Oh, I can't.
Oh, mamma mia.
Oh, and there's the meatball,
So that was the pirates. Italian pirates, apparently. But damn, I can't believe that's like the first person I've seen in like 5 minutes. And I've just been straight walking down this hill. Like, I'm shocked on a Saturday night it emptied out this quickly. There's still a half hour left for the event, and it's only a 4-hour event. All right, I think this is all I have time for. I thought maybe I was going to be able to circle back and finish Blackout, but there just wasn't enough time. So roadside stop and chop. Let's do this. I think I'm going to end up in a group by myself or something. There's like nobody here. So apparently right next to this refresh station, they got these cozy little fires. Why don't we do an outro here? Wow. Okay then. Do I like that? Do I like that? I like this. So here we are. Just finished Stop and Chop. I think that like my sinuses were acting up in there. The props and stuff in the beginning are great. I did go through with like 2 other people, so that counts, and there were no like real doors or anything to like maneuver with, so that didn't affect my experience. For some reason, that seems to be like what was happening tonight a lot, was like people were getting lost if they were ahead of me, or the people behind me weren't like cooperating with stuff. Like I don't know, what do you call the flaps or whatever that are partitioning the different rooms, but that caused trouble. And then the doors, people wanted me to hold the door for them. Like, that really affected my experience. So thankfully Stop and Chop did not have that, and I had a good spooky experience. And that, I think that one was one of my favorites of the night, actually, because it wasn't interrupted by shenanigans of people in my group. But let's talk about the event as a whole. Most of the mazes saw some kind of improvements this year. The scare zones, I noticed maybe there was some props missing that I remember seeing there before. In CarnEvil, there was some sort of like upcharge dunk tank thing happening, which I didn't feel like it really fit the vibe there for some reason. It kind of felt a little like a money grab, maybe a little. The Shrieks were excellent. The Skeleton Crew there, they are very consistent in what they do year to year. There's always solid fire acts, a solid sear wheel, and really good wall trampoline. So like in terms of entertainment, they have a nice balance here. One thing I didn't pass by was the Midway Misfits. They had a really cool dance party going on to keep the crowds engaged, the guests engaged. However, the guests, like, is it just this early in the season? I feel like I remember there being bigger crowds in previous seasons. Maybe it's just me. remembering things the way I want to remember them. But either way, I'll make the same annual complaint that I always make, and that's that extend this to midnight, please. I know all the reasons why you don't, but I still gotta say it just because I wish there was more time here. And maybe it should be one of those things where September they don't, but in October they do, just because the demand is there. Because as empty as it is today, I have seen days where it's like a packed nightclub in here. It is just wall-to-wall people, and fights break out, and food runs out, and things go down, and it's just absolute chaos. And like, I couldn't do a vlog in that because you can't get around. Like, there's definitely nights like that where they're leaving money on the table and it feels like the night's just getting started and then they gotta close. But anyway, all that being said, I wanted to give a special shout out to everybody who came up to me and said hello, who asked for a button. I've been handing out these buttons here, if it's in focus, there it is, to celebrate. It is the 5th anniversary of when I had open heart surgery, and I'm celebrating it in September and October of this year. Basically, origin story real quick. I had messed around with vlogging and photography a little bit in like 2019, 2018, just because I was going to Disney, and I was kind of copycatting a lot of things that I saw on the internet. But then while I was recovering from surgery, I went to amusement parks. I went to Great Adventure mainly because it was the only one open, to like get my steps and recover. I had spent a month indoors and decided, hey, you know what? I'm kind of enjoying this. And now 5 years later, here we are, and I have given out I don't know how many buttons, and so many wonderful people I've been able to connect with because of this camera. So to anybody who said hello today, I truly appreciate it. It means so much to me. So everybody out there who makes this event possible, thank you from the bottom of my heart for making Haunt what it is. The bottom of my, mostly intact heart. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.
You